Hello, hello, hello. So if you were there at 8:30, ready for me to go live, we had a little technical difficulty. And so we had to start again. But the wonder of technology and me being a techie, we were able to regroup, boom, boom, boom. And now I'm back. So welcome to the LinkedIn Hotspot Live. It is season 2, episode, I think is my episode 4. I'm counting them so that, one, hold me accountable as I keep coming before you, either myself or guests. And so I'm so excited to be here tonight. So listen, I posted in my LinkedIn Hotspot group this week to say, what should I talk about on Thursday? And one of my community members said, talk about like your top 5. So believe it or not, I had a hard time trying to figure out how I fit my top 5 favorite features of LinkedIn into a 5 list because I have a longer list than that. So I might have cheated just a little bit when I share them, but you'll get to see what I mean. And so, for those of you who may be listening to me for the first time, I am Miss Nina B. Abdul Wakil. I'm a LinkedIn coach and speaker. I love helping entrepreneurs learn how to leverage LinkedIn for their visibility, credibility, and profitability. In a nutshell, showing up and making their business grow. So if you are joining me, please say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're coming from. I love that we are using okay. It says your words block your face. Hello, hello, hello. I'm not sure what that means or how that's happening. So let me go on over here to LinkedIn and see what's going on. So this is one of my first time streaming live to not only Facebook or YouTube, I'm also showing up on LinkedIn. So let's see what's going on here. And give me just a second. So while I am doing that, I'm going to see. Okay, so, I see. Because what LinkedIn is actually automatically doing closed caption. So that's one of the things that's happening, which is a great feature when you go live on LinkedIn. But you may have to, turn your device so that you have a little bit more landscape to see. Okay. Hey, I see several of my buddies in the world. So, yeah. So, Clarine is one of my LinkedIn buddy, a sister in the LinkedIn leadership realm. She is a coach, and actually, believe it or not, she is listed in one of my top 5 tonight. So stay tuned. Okay. So I see Galila, who is one of my buddies from work. I see Sane, another buddy. And thank you for that tip. Oh, we got a lot of people showing up tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So for those of you who are curious about my top 5, I'm going to bring my little slide deck up onto the stream. See if I can share the space with it a little bit more. Well, I'll do it this way because I want you guys to see it more than me. All right. Oh, and I see Miss Vivian, another good friend from work. So I'm talking about my 5 favorite features of LinkedIn. Okay, so what is my first? I'm going in reverse order. So, number 5, recommendations and endorsements in your profile. So in your profile, you get to write all kinds of things about yourself. You get to share your experience information. There's a big section called the About section that you can put all kinds of information about who you are, what your story has been, how you got to this point in your career or your life. You can share how you help if you have a business, if you're a consultant, if you're a speaker, all kinds of things. You have the ability to put so much stuff. You have the ability to have your customized banner at the top of your profile. But there's a section, technically it's 2 sections, but I'm going to call it one because I often refer to it as social proof. The endorsements and recommendation sections. The unique element about those is the content. The core content that goes in those sections really come from other people. So as much as you can say wonderful things about yourself, there's another level that happens when someone is willing to put their name on the line to recommend you or to endorse a particular skill. So it is great for you to have endorsements and recommendations. It shows that someone else has experience with you and knows your skill, will recommend you for a particular reason. So you should always be in the market of getting new recommendations and skills. Now, I understand that in some companies, they don't allow you to do that because this is also kind of seen as a referral kind of thing. And so you want to be mindful of your company's policies when it comes to endorsing and recommending coworkers for their work that they're doing in the company that you work for. My endorsements that people typically see has nothing to do with my corporate job. It's really about my LinkedIn, which is my personal business. So that is not a conflict of interest in that respect. So let me go to the next thing. And this is an example. Here's a screenshot of some of the recommendations. You can ask people to do recommendations for you, or you should be also giving recommendations. Okay, the next thing, business pages, showcase pages. If you have a business in addition to your personal profile, you should have a business page. And so you can have one primary personal profile on the platform, but you can have multiple business pages or even showcase pages. So what's the difference, you may be wondering? Well, business pages are where you can showcase your business. And showcase pages may be for you to highlight something that's a major event or an annual activity for your business. For example, if you are, a organization, you may have your organization business page. But then if you have an annual conference that is a big event that everyone comes to, looks for information, looks to know all about it, you may also have a showcase page around that annual event so that people get to know they can always go to the showcase page to find out the information about the next annual conference. Now, your business page may talk about the organization, its leaders, its activity in the community, how people can become members. It can highlight activities that happen throughout the year. Showcase, highlight that major event that you may be having over and over again, year over year. That's just an example. Same thing for entrepreneurs. If you host an annual event, a speakers summit, a virtual summit, or something like that, you may want to have your business page and your showcase page. Here's a quick example of my business page. Social Media Success Network is my business, and that's where I serve my community through my LinkedIn coaching. So you can always find that on LinkedIn and people can follow it. Okay, how many people out there have business pages? If you have a business page and you want to shout it out and you want to get some new followers, put the link in the comments and I'll be highlighting some people. So if you have a business page and you want to be shouted out or highlighted on the LinkedIn Hotspot show, just drop it in the comments. Okay, so what's my next favorite? So far I've covered recommendations, I've covered business pages. So my next one, going in reverse order, number 3 is LinkedIn newsletter. LinkedIn newsletter. So Miss Clarine Mitchell is one of my LinkedIn friends and fellow coaches, and she has a phenomenal LinkedIn newsletter. So I'm going to showcase that. The name of her newsletter is Shine Online Bulletin, and you can actually have a newsletter. It's one of the so new features or re-emerged features of LinkedIn. Now, this is different than just having articles, which is another thing that you can do on LinkedIn. But with newsletters, you can have subscribers. And so when you release a new version, a new edition of your newsletter, then they get notified that you have a new release of your newsletter. So it's kind of like having a subscription. Well, it is a subscription based on LinkedIn. So that's one of the features that I love because you want to make sure that people know when you are posting things. And so I love this feature. Okay. And so, yes. So there is my LinkedIn friend. I feel so special. Thank you so much for the spotlight. Absolutely. She does a phenomenal job. You know, she's an awesome writer. And so I encourage you, if you don't know Clarine Mitchell, that you find her on LinkedIn, connect with her, read some of her fantastic articles, subscribe to her newsletter. Okay, what's next? So my number 2. So number 2 is event pages. Now LinkedIn rolled out events, and I did a training in my Facebook group, the LinkedIn Hotspot, last year, maybe it was the year before, and it was kind of in its infancy stage. It had some tweaks and, some idiosyncrasies, but wow, it has really grown up and it is amazing. I love it because it's where you can create an event, have and invite people to this event. So here is one of our community members, Nefertiri, and this is her event for her networking with Nef. It is May 4th. So if you are on LinkedIn or connect with her on Facebook, you can attend her event. She is it's from 6 to 7 p.m. and this is how her page looks on LinkedIn. Okay, this is the event page. You can have kind of a profile picture, or you could have a logo. You have the banner. You see how she is referencing who her speakers are, and you can determine if you are attending or not. You can have a registration link, all of the above. So if you're hosting an event, whether it's a multi-day event or it's an evening event or anything, or during the day, a networking circle, you're maybe used to like posting it on Facebook, but you may get a whole new set of traction by setting up an event page on LinkedIn and sharing it with your connection pool. Definitely a strong part of your strategy when you're trying to build your base on LinkedIn. So way to go, Neff. I love it. I'm already attending. As you can see, the check mark, I've already said I was going to be attending. So that's Number 2. So I've had number 5, which was the recommendations and endorsements. Number 4, which was, I lost my track. What was number 4? Business pages, showcase pages. Number 3 was newsletters. Number 2 was is event pages. And what's number 1, right? So number 1, believe it or not, is the LinkedIn app. OMG. If you are not using the LinkedIn app, you're sleeping on some of the functionality that you have available to you on LinkedIn. Now, I'll admit I'm a primary desktop user, but I make sure I have an updated version of the app because a lot of times stuff is starting to roll out on the app that will make its way to desktop. So you may be wondering, well, what could be on the app that's not on the desktop? Well, here's 2 examples. If you can see here on the right-hand panel at the top, LinkedIn has stories. LinkedIn has stories, just like Facebook has stories. Instagram has stories. LinkedIn has stories. So if you are an app user, you could be using LinkedIn stories to provide more insights and content to your target audience. It's currently only available on the app, but it's easy to use, very useful. Another thing that I love about the app is the Messenger functionality. Now, you do have LinkedIn Messenger on the desktop, but there's functionality that you can leverage on the app that is voice notes and video notes. I love sending voice notes and video notes. The max is a minute, but you can say a lot in a minute. It is a great tool to stay connected to your network. This is how you build relationships. Our voices carry so much. So if we're not seeing each other's face and we're not hearing tone in the voice and we're limited to text, we're using a very limited approach in how we are communicating. So if you have the opportunity to up level that, well, not only does it increase the connection and increase the build of relationship, but it also helps you stand out. So using the app, you can send voice notes and messenger and audio notes. You can send audio notes, or you could actually be on camera, so that takes it to a whole nother level. So that's one of the functions that I love about the LinkedIn app. So yeah, so let's see. Oh, we got some great comments going on here. We got Vivian is sharing that the LinkedIn app notifies me about this live event. So it's great being reminded. So yeah, so that's another thing. The app is letting you know when people you're connected to are going live. Galila is saying, I like the new LinkedIn story feature. Yes, I do too. Somebody said I use my personal page as the breathing experience. Eliza Duke. So what you could do, if you so choose, you could actually create a business page, but so this is what I try to share with people as far as the distinction of their personal page versus business. That you can have both. I encourage people to have both. And this is the rationale. The hope is that your business will grow beyond being a solopreneur, only being you. So the more when you have other people who are associated with your business, by having a business page, you can start having them connect and also being communicating on your business page. Secondly, you have a lot of skills and abilities that may go beyond what you're using it for that particular business. And so you always want to highlight and show yourself as a unique individual that is capable of doing so many different things. And you may be highlighting that you're doing this business right now in this season, but you may decide to do other things. So by having a business page, you have something uniquely set up to reflect that business and its services. And it's almost like you cross promote yourself. So oftentimes I will post that I am Nina as a speaker appearing on in a summit like on tomorrow, a list building summit. Um, and then I may also have a post from my business page that'll say CEO or founder of Social Media Success Network continues to support people, and she will be appearing. So it's more like a third person post, but it also gets cross traffic on LinkedIn. Hopefully that made sense, and you will find that helpful. Galila is asking, are you able to save the live? The live will be there on LinkedIn. So people who aren't able to catch it live, if you're here, put in the comments, #team live. If you're catching it on the replay, put in #team replay. Replay is a strong team because we all have so many different things going on in their life. Then you may not be able to catch me live, but you can always catch the replay. Okay, so for those of you who may be wondering, how often do I come on this stage? How often do I show up? Well, the LinkedIn Hotspot Live is a weekly show, Thursday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you do the time zone math if you're not on the East Coast. But I am always here, and I bring special guests, and I bring content to support entrepreneurs in this LinkedIn space. So if you have any suggestions of contents or things you want to know, please drop a note in the comments and I'll be looking at that. And I can always bring a new show just in response to your questions. Okay. Hold on a second. So I actually covered all 5 of my favorites, and I'm going to backtrack and go back over them real quickly. Just in case you missed them. My 5 favorite features starts with recommendations and endorsements. And that gives you an example of what it would look on someone's profile. Then I have business pages or showcase pages. You get to choose what you need to use. And that's an example of mine. I encourage you to check it out. Social Media Success Network. And follow us, sign up. LinkedIn newsletter. Clarine Mitchell, my buddy. I love her and the pom-poms. That's one of her signature things. She is an awesome writer. Event pages. Let's shout out and support Neff, who's another one of my community members. This is an example of a great event page. And last but not least, the LinkedIn app on Android, iOS, whatever you need on tablets. Just download it. Keep it updated because there's always new functionality being rolled out. And here's some of the things, such as in the messenger part of the app, you can send video messages, audio messages. You can also do LinkedIn stories through the app. Okay. So those were my top 5 favorite features of LinkedIn. And I'm Miss Nina B. And hopefully you learned something new tonight on the LinkedIn Live show. I appreciate you showing up. As always, I'm here to serve and share. So thank you very much. I like to keep my show 30 minutes. We had a little technical difficulty at the beginning, but we're back strong. So if you have any questions or any follow-up comments, please leave it in the comments and I will respond to you in the comments. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you to the LinkedIn crew. This is the first time that we're actually broadcasting live on LinkedIn. So, hey, shout out to me and my support team. I have my back end support, Miss Veronica, who is helping me as well. And so I want to thank her for her support and thank Miss Tara for her support. My team is growing, so I appreciate them. And see you next week. LinkedIn Hotspot Live.